Ahe GC News, Mima Ovidia Aquaba. Nasuyan subscribe to the channel that necessary over subscribe. Odiawaya say over click the subscribe button. Now what barely notification. We are sa DVD be upload. Also once I can be a few yana what like video not like video mind give us a thumbs up. Now share my offer for so now when you be here now wo ya airco. Afi yetie ensema aba betuga inti ensema bisanse hade latest and hot news in Kwana the Bremo in Jinzemo.
I was like, hey, sir, they have a voice. Say we can hear them. There are so many times that I thought the Peace Council was going to intervene, but no, why? But finally they have spoken. And they say they need $1 million because the election is, I think it's 4 months away. They need $1 million. Let's listen to what this gentleman said about why they need $1 million. Check this out.
But we need about $1 million in city terms to be able to execute all the things we want to do for the elections. We want to do engagements in all the 275 constituencies. We have mapped up our hotspots, and we are doing the best we can to minimize these activities in these hotspots. Initially, we mapped out 23. At our meeting yesterday, it's gone higher than that because in some of the areas, in fact, in Greater Accra, right now, there's actually things that every area is a hotspot. But initially, we're looking at Ododo, Ayawaso, Mamobi, and a few of the places. It's gone beyond that. Ashaman is an issue. Kaswa, Futu, Senya is getting out of hand, you know. So we need a lot of resource to go into some of these areas, do the best we can to minimize the tensions that are.
You are watching Juicy News on YouTube. Hot news all time.
Well, we're back, and he says he needs $1 million. Let me tell you something that puzzled me for a bit. I was like, oh wow. So all this time we had a peace council, the peace council that's supposed to ensure that we have a peaceful election. We had that council, and they have been so quiet. Remember when I did my program called Kojo? One of my problems was that why are all these institutions that are responsible for major events quiet, including the peace council? And somebody told me a joke, said, Charlie, peace, peace, into Anyway, they finally spoke, they need $1 million for the Peace Council. Folks, this is what I want to say today. Folks, if we want peace in this country, if we want a peaceful election, I think the number one thing that should scare us all are the utterances of the politicians who have power. The utterances of the politicians who have power. Let me show you just a few examples, then I'll come back to my discussion today. To the best of my knowledge, when we're talking about a peaceful election, it means elections where it is free and fair and everything is above board. That's what I know to be a peaceful election. But I want you to listen to some remarks a few very, very, very important politicians have made regarding this. I'll go first to my good friend Wontumi. It is alleged that he's a student of Prempeh College. I'm still investigating that. But listen to what Wontumi said.
Tell these people, we have 1 million ways to win 2024 elections. We have 1 million ways to win 2024 elections, and we are ready.
1 million ways of winning election. 1 million ways of winning the election. Folks, how do we win the elections in this country? We just win the elections because people go to the voting booth, they vote for their candidate. It is accurately counted and listed, and based on who gets the highest votes, they win the election. So what business does Wontumi have standing on the platform?
You are watching Juicy News on YouTube.
Hot news all time. To win the election. So You supporters, calm down, calm down, calm down. Whatever happens, we are winning power. We will be back. We have 1 million ways to win the election. Listen one more time before I comment. Listen to him one more time.
Tell these people, we have 1 million ways to win 2024 elections. We have 1 million ways to win 2024 elections, and we are ready.
And folks, this is what I'm talking about. Peace Council, where were you? This is when the Peace Council should call Wontumi into a private conversation and tell Wontumi, Masa, Pacho, when you're on the political platform, the tensions are high already. People are agitated already. Please, your duty as a responsible politician is to keep them down. No, is to calm them down, I'm sorry. But when you mention things like, oh, don't worry, we are winning. And we have 1 million ways to win. Masa, won't you make a tree because open tree campa, Wakasa, Manipa Adrian twice, say, Nankofui, why are they saying that? It's common sense, folks. It is common sense. When you stand on a political platform and brag that you have 1 million ways that you can win the election, it is common sense. Well, hey, what is the plan? Is there a plan other than what we know? I don't know. But 1 million ways there, it suggests that there could be a plan. I don't know. Folks, so Peace Council, all I'm saying is that this is the point where you should have intervened. As a Peace Council, call him. Say, Charlie Pacho, on the political platform, we know that tensions are high. So please, these are the kinds of statements you should refrain from. And then make it news. UTV, GTV, Bentro, all the news outlets that the Peace Council has advised Wontumi said you be very, very careful of their pronouncements. So where were you? When you ding, come here, you were quiet. And the only time we hear from you is, oh, you hear $1 million per piece. What are you talking about? And it's not just Wontumi. Let me give you another example. What's the name of this friend of mine?
You are watching Juicy News on YouTube.
Hear what he said.
Hot news all time.
So far as I live, me da bin break 8 bia o. To me no, me say, me mfa ma wo mo ne, me mfa ma wo mo china.
Did you hear that, folks? As long as he lives, he will make sure that there will be no handover. Folks, do you know how infuriating this is? The Peace Council gentleman was talking about hotspots. Shaman, because there are all these hotspots. Do you know how hot this statement is? Do you know what it can cause in the election? For people going to the election to know, say, hey, Lord Comey, and he's a big man in the NPP, or just small. He works from the Jubilee. Was it as long as he lives? Listen to that. Please, repeat that part for me again.
So far as I live, me da bin break 8 bia o. To me no, me say, me mfa ma wo mo ne, me mfa ma wo mo china.
You heard that? As long as he lives, he will make sure that they will never hand over power. Peace Council, Pacho Namoy. Did you hear that? These are the things that we need to look out for. I remember some time ago when I interviewed Kennedy Agyapong. He was talking about Rwanda, and he blamed the broadcast people, the media. And Kennedy Agyapong said, more media for one of causes such problems because of your pronouncements. That is what Kennedy said. Take a quick listen. And
check the history of Rwanda a comment that a journalist made. And within 48 hours, 800,000 people died.
And it is true. It is true that one media person's mispronouncements led to the genocide in Rwanda. So I'm saying the same thing can happen when politicians also mount a platform and make reckless statements like this. That was a very reckless statement. So far as I'm alive, I'll make sure we don't hand over power. It is completely reckless, completely unnecessary, completely... I'm trying to control myself now. And at least that's what I want to think of myself. So I'm trying to control myself. But that statement was so reckless. You know? And my question again, please cancel.
You are watching Juicy News on YouTube. Hot news all time.
Did you hear that? Or that is okay? Is that acceptable? No, folks. These are the statements that people make that lead to election confrontations. And it's bad. I have one more to show you before I continue. And I think this statement was made by Bryan Agyapong. Take a listen. There you have it, folks. Standing on the platform in front of thousands and thousands of supporters, assuring them that they will never hand over power. Peace, Councillor. Did you hear that? Oh, it's okay. It's okay, so long as it didn't come from any of the other parties. If it comes from the NPP Disaser, we have to tolerate it. Did you hear that? And the funny thing he said too was that we have gone to the World Bank, and by July things are going to be okay. And some crap. Please, just give me the link where he said something about how Ghana will be in July.
June, July this year. I am a four about the soya sene. Yeah, to ye akoye am economy na peja. Yeah, to ye akoye am dollar na peja. Yeah, to ye akoye am efumu ya me. Yeah, to ye akoye am benro challenge na so. NDC ebegu.
I say, I am a for about July, let me be cool. But you are listening to me, are things cool? Are the prices cool? Are fuel prices not even going up? But he was saying that by July, the money would have gotten from IMF would have cooled us down. This points to a very serious thing, the way we perceive the magic of the IMF loans. The way we perceive, say, Arena is going to solve all our problems. You see how wrong he was. But forget about that. Let's go back to his election and handover. Let's go back to his insistence that there will be no handover. Peace Council, again. Where were you? You know, I am not against the Peace Council. I'm glad that there's something called the Peace Council. Trust me, I love the fact that we have a Peace Council in Ghana that is supposed to keep the peace and monitor and make sure that when we have an election, it is smooth and peaceful. So trust me, let me say for the record that I respect that and I support that. And I think it's very, very, very necessary to have a council called the Peace Council that is going to ensure a nice, smooth election. It adds up to our brand as Ghana. It adds up to our reputation of being the country in Ghana that is really committed to election and democratic results. So Peace Council, I have nothing against that. I support what you're doing. But I'm saying, until all this time that people were making such provocative statements, that you know You know yourself, say, this statement there, once the people start accepting it, it is sowing a seed of discontent and violence. Didn't you know that? And what did you say about that? Did you summon Lokome? Have you summoned Wontumi? If not, please do. And let them come out and apologize to the nation and tell them, look, we know we said this, but we're in the campaign mode. And when in the campaign mode, you can say things that you are not thinking of. And that's very, very true. If you give me KSM here a platform and people are standing saying, yeah, the kind of things I'll talk, you'll be surprised how much rubbish will come through it. Because at that time, they are cheering me on. Free! So call them to order and tell them that the insane that they were saying is potential for mighty conflict. You're talking about your hotspots. You said that Sherman is a hotspot. You said every place in Accra is a hotspot. Do you know why? It's because politicians are making statements to the effect that they will make sure they hold on to power, or maybe they'll make sure that we take power. So the root of all your crisis, a majority of the root of all your crisis are pronouncements from the politicians. So Mr. Peace Council, why don't you get them all together? Have a press conference with all these volatile politicians from all ends. Say, Charlie, we're having a press conference and we want to commit to a peaceful election and to be and given a statement of peace to the people of Ghana. Press conference. And for that press conference, I'm appealing to all the media houses. Let us all the media houses decide, say, on this day, Monday at 12 o'clock, all the radio stations, the TV stations, every station that you can think of is committed to this press conference. And it's not a situation where maybe it is Metro reporting it into let me switch to Pan-African. Or Pan-African is reporting it, oh my bread, let me switch to UTV. No, everywhere you go, it's the same program. Peace Council, I'm giving you a free advice. So have a press conference televised nationally, every radio and TV station simultaneously together, bringing all these people who are talking about, who are warmongering together to affirm that on 2024, the co-election, we have to make sure that it is very peaceful. In case you don't know Peace Council, let me tell you, what causes election friction is all of a sudden people are voting, then they see a whole truckload of police people and army people. They come in, carrying guns, and then there's confusion all over. This is what causes election violence. Where did they come from? What are they there to do? We don't know. Next thing you know, ballot boxes are being snatched and things like that. This is what causes it. So the $1 million, they're fine. But use this $1 million to educate. The last election, about 6, 7 people were shot dead? And then somebody came and said, oh, don't be a criminal. And that was it. Emil Short issued a report about the violence that took place at the Awaso election. What happened to that? It was rubbished. So whatever issue that you raised then, Yatuago, Peace Council, go back to that report. Find out what Emil Short said. Bring him back. Let him talk about it. Charlie, you want peace? This is the way to do the peace. Oh, go back to it. People that were shot and killed during the election, why were they shot? Please, we all want a peaceful election, and I'm telling you, if Ghana goes through a peaceful election 2024, we have made it. So say Ghana is broke. All the investors who came to Ghana are leaving Ghana. Most of them are worried about Ghana and things. And if you want me to prove that, I will. But right now I'm saying that Ghana is not a very attractive place for investors because people don't seem to know where we're going. But if we go through a peaceful election, trust me, that alone, you'll be amazed at the platform it will form for many of these investors to come back. So Peace Council, please pay attention and take my advice. Call all those politicians you know have made statements that infuriate people. Call all of them. Have a press conference. And I'm telling you, a national day that all the media will take a break and report this conference. They say all of them have gotten together and they have pledged to peace. Very, very important. They have pledged to peace so long as the election is done freely and fairly. And then you don't need $1 million to do this. Maybe you do, but trust me, we need $1 million to get people to start using their ammonia sakakra.
You would do Mikau say GCD so and our hemo. So we don't subscribe, yeah, let's just say over subscribe. Now, what like it, nothing. Watch a video, do a video, the map of a so ain't maybe now won't. Also, get me actually watching a fire and some way now, a walk comment box in mobile in my next video.
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.